scored after winning the opening toss, so they'll have the ball to start the second half. And how is this for offensive efficiency, Mr. Millen?
Yeah, they're doing lousy. There should be. I mean, they have 275 yards in the first half. I mean, they've just dominated them, and where they've dominated them is up front. And we saw that on the touchdown run where they just stacked the deck and they still ran at it. I expect to see maybe this first group in for one series, and that would be it.
Morgan will run a crossing route. Chris Autman-Bell scoots toward the near sideline and out of bounds. Well, they threw the ball only 29% of the time in the first half, 71% rushing plays in the first half for Minnesota, but they start the third quarter on the shallow cross to Chris Autman-Bell.
Yeah, it's just, look, you can see the difference in where both programs are. Jerry Kill, he's going to get this program straightened out, but it's not going to happen overnight, right? So, like you mentioned earlier, they have 45 new players on this roster, and it takes a time to build a team. It doesn't take 3 weeks or a month. It takes more than that.
Replay is looking at a positive targeting foul on the previous play. It's under review.
Well, this is interesting because could we possibly see, now the question is it going to be a targeting for the crown of the helmet, or is it 914? That rule, 914, targeting where you are hitting a defenseless player with forcible contact in the head or neck area. And I think this is going to be a discussion of a 913 targeting rule, crown of the helmet. This has been redefined in the offseason, Matt.
Which I like, actually.
Yeah, so in the past, well, this is a player here who's lowered his head, Andre Selden. So now, remember in the past, the rule was that it was, in terms of the crown of the helmet, that was defined as anything over the face mask. The hairline forehead area of the helmet would be a targeting foul. Now, it's a circular area defined by the 6-inch radius from the apex of the helmet.
Yeah, so just think of it this way. It's kind of like the old spearing foul.
Yes.
Where you duck your head and you hit the guy with the top of your head. That's kind of what they do that.
Andre Selden, the nickelback for New Mexico State, is the player that is the subject of this targeting review. We've covered a little bit of it, and now to cover more is our rules expert, Mike Pereira. Mike, after the call.
There is no foul for targeting. It will be Minnesota's ball, first and 10.
Okay, Mike, what did you think of that ruling?
I think it's absolutely the right call. Look, you're right, it's 913, so it has to be the crown of the helmet, and that means the top, that 6-inch radius there. So to me, this is more side than anything, and not directly on. I think in all the videos we've seen, and Matt, you've seen them, this is not one that they want as targeting.
Yeah, I like that. We've talked about this out at the symposium, Mike. That's a nice rule change, and I think a necessary rule change.
Agreed.
Andre Selden stays in the game after the review. And it's a running play here from Mo Ibrahim. And after Autman-Bell caught it on first down, now it's a 7-yard run on this play for Ibrahim. By the way, Minnesota is averaging over 8 yards per play on first down tonight.
Yeah, Jerry Kill is not going to be pleased when he sees the tackling on his defense or the lack of it. That's one of the things that they're going to be working on after this. Look, he knew coming into this thing that they were in different places, these teams.
Season opener for Minnesota after a 9-4 record last year, which included a guaranteed rate bowl victory over West Virginia. A plunge forward and a first down for Ibrahim, and more about Jerry Kill from Elise Miniker. Elise.
Well, Mark, Matt just mentioned the tackling, and that's what Jerry Kill mentioned to me. He said, we're not tackling well, but overall he's pleased with the way his defense is playing. He said they're playing as hard as they can. He says our offense, they need to do something to keep the defense off the field, and his quarterback's not really getting a chance saying there. It just all starts up front.
See the numbers on Jerry Kill and his time at Minnesota. 4.5 seasons. Stepped aside, dealing with health issues in the middle of the 2015 campaign. And it's an incompletion. everybody will jump on it, but the referees will incompletion.
Didn't have control of it long enough to be able to for it to be a completion, but and so those drop balls like that's the second drop ball he's had. I think Tanner Morgan's had a nicer game than 8 out of 14. He's had a couple of drops, and that just shows up as an incompletion, but I think he's sharp. He's been on all night long. I'm liking this Minnesota team. I mean, I want to see him against, this is going to sound bad to the New Mexico fans, and I don't mean to sound this way. You want to see him against a better opponent. And they'll get that better opponent in a few weeks with Michigan State.
Trey Potts a run. B.J. Scullart at corner with a tackle for New Mexico State. I thought Elise's report was interesting in terms of what Jerry Kill said regarding his offense needs to do more to allow the defense to stay off the field. I mean, what are you going to do as a defense when you're on the field for 22 minutes and 30 minutes in the first half?
He nailed it 100%. The other thing that's going to happen is this team's going to get better as the season goes on. Jerry's teams always did that. We're not going to be playing this caliber team every week.
Michael Brown-Stevens catches. Found a soft spot in the defense on third down, and he's inside the 30-yard line to the Aggies' 28.
So you know that Tanner Morgan's on his game when he makes it look this easy. That's just too simple. He's sitting in his zone. He's just stepping and throwing. He has time back there, anticipating the break. So
Ibrahim running lefts, hit at the line, driven back. Parker down on the field on the first down run by Mo Ibrahim.
Holding. Offense number 69. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That is the first penalty for Minnesota in the game.
yeah, that's Ariante. Ursery 69. Oh yeah, he got beat to the inside, so he just grabbed him.
Please reset the game clock to 11:20. 11:20. Thank you.
Minnesota back to the 38-yard line of New Mexico State. Minnesota's won 22 of their last 23 non-conference games. It was 21 in a row in non-conference games before the Bowling Green upset last year, but they have been in control from minute one tonight. And upended is Ottman Bell. Lands at the 34-yard line after the completion. Sunday, catch another sensational volleyball matchup on Big Ten Network. Fourth-ranked Gophers host number 13 Florida. Women's volleyball powered by Unleaded 88 Sunday at 1:30 Eastern on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. 6 of the top 25 teams in the nation in volleyball in the Big Ten based on the latest coaches poll. Now the penalty has slowed down this drive for Minnesota, but they still have a chance with 2 opportunities to pick up 16 yards, although 2 flags are down here on a run by Trey Potts inside the 30 to the 29.
One thing that this New Mexico State defense hasn't done very well is defended the edge.
Offense number 77, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That's right tackle Quinn Carroll, transfer from Notre Dame.
6'6", 310 pounds, big kid from Minnesota.
Yeah, from Edina. Well, there was a position battle between Quinn Carroll and Martez Lewis in terms of who would be the right tackle. And Carroll wins the starting nod for the season opening game. And a blemish-free first half in terms of penalties has now turned into 2 holding penalties on first left tackle Ursery, then right tackle Carroll on this drive. On second down, Morgan under pressure as they set up the screen. Underneath to Trey Potts. He's run out of 2 tackles, but he's caught from behind. Big gain, though. Gain back to penalty yardage. Down to the 30-yard line.
Nice call by Kirk Ciarrocca. Just, you get them pushing up front. You just time the screens are all about timing, and when you get your timing down, they're effective. But nice job. They did a good job and picked up. It's 3rd and 12 now, so they picked up half the yardage.
Sterling Webb from St. Louis ran down Potts for the tackle. Matthew Trickett's longest field goal in his time at Kent State and Minnesota, 50 yards. So he's within 50 yards, and they don't pick anything up, but they will pick something up, and they may pick up the first down. They do, and a scramble by Morgan. Well done by the 6-year senior quarterback. He's got wheels down to the 16-yard line of the Aggies.
That's a nice job. It's picked up. They brought 5, and then he just ran away from everybody a little bit faster than they thought he was. This defense is getting tired right now. It's early in the 3rd quarter, but they've been on the field for a long time.
And they haven't been able to get off the field on 3rd down, with Minnesota now 8 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. And that was a difficult 3rd and 12 in which Morgan scrambled for 14. Trey Potts running the ball. Potts inside the 10. And keeps fighting for yardage to the 9.
Picked up 7 to 8 yards right there. They're just grinding them right now. The defensive line. Long night. You're not going to want to watch this tape, that's for sure.
Lazarus Williams with the tackle. That is who Nate Dreiling, their young defensive coordinator, told us has excelled in their scheme so far and is the, at least early on, best player on their defense this year. Williams, a defensive lineman, had to make that tackle 7 yards downfield. Potts, a hold of the run, the spin, and Trevor Brohard with the hit. First down is picked up. A 2 yards short of pay dirt.
You see, he's keep it going. He wants to keep it going because nobody touched him until he got about 5 yards. This offensive line, I'm sounding like a broken record, but they're winning the battle up front. I mean, it's not even close.
Big hit by Trevor Brohard, who along with Chris Ojo and linebacker, those 2 holdovers from last year's team amongst the top tacklers for the Aggies in 2021 on a team that went 2-10. 1st and goal. Potts looking for space, and a big hit by Bryce Jackson, and Jackson wins the leverage battle at the 1-foot line. I don't know. Did the ball ever cross the plane? It did, obviously, at the end, but Potts was clearly down.
That's really where he has the football right here. So it's on his back. So from the sideline, well, it doesn't matter now. They're not going to do anything. But from the sideline, it looked like he had that.
They brought Derek LeCaptain in at fullback a handful of times tonight. He's in the game right now, and it's Morgan for the 2nd time in the game. At the end of the first half, he did it, and he completes an 8.5-minute drive to start the second half by burrowing his way behind center John Michael Schmitz for a touchdown.
That's exactly what they did. So they knew, look, go behind your best lineman. And so it's your center. And so they just bury his head in his rear end and run past it. Not a nice place to be, but it's an effective place to be.
And effective far more than pretty in this game.
Yeah.
Extra point is good for Matthew Trickett. Tanner Morgan's 2nd touchdown run of the game. Gophers up 31-zip.
So, you're at the age now where you may start feeling certain urges to buy things at full price.
You read my diary?
But honey, you should really think about practicing safe spending with Amazon. You get low prices on everyday essentials, plus free shipping on millions of items. Do you have any questions?
What is bang for your buck?
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
If you don't repaint every now and then, it's like the old you is still hanging around.
I'm listening to music.
So today, let's paint with Behr and make your home yours. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at an everyday low price.
Four delicious pieces of chocolate. 3 crisp wafers. 2 layers of sweet Kit Kat filling. 1 incredible break. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Jimmy's John's new Pickup 20 deal. Save 20%. How are folks going to pick up their order if they can't pick it up?
What you doing there, fellas?
Fixing a flat tire.
Jimmy John's, save 20% on pickup orders when you order online.
Shine your light. We're better together. Going higher. Going higher, higher. We're better together. All around the world we are one. We're better together. Going higher. Going higher, higher.
Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense. By Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten. And by Taco Bell. Well, there's been the summer of love, but for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, they had the summer of fun. PJ Fleck told us yesterday, he's told many others, this is the most connected team he's ever had. The things they have to do, they've turned into things they want to do. How do you build a connection, not only on the field, but when you do your work, but then you have fun off the field, like we just saw the footage of these guys doing in the offseason?
Yeah, well, the most fun you can have is when you're winning football games.
No question.
That's what gives you the most fun.
I mean, you can have fun at the amusement park or the water parks, too, like those guys did, though, too.
Yeah, I suppose. It's more fun grinding somebody's face into the dirt they can't do a thing about.
Oh, spoken like a true linebacker. Dragan Kesic has been fantastic kicking tonight, but he was scared on that roller coaster with Sori Marin.
Wasn't me.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
Here's what you expect from your wireless plan. But at T-Mobile, this is what you get. And so much more. Like Netflix on us, Paramount Plus, and other top streaming services. Get benefits that add up to more than $225 in value each month. Plus, with our price lock guarantee, we won't raise the price of your rate plan. Only at T-Mobile.
I swear, I got the sauce. 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 I got the sauce.
Oak trees are not doing very well, and so we want to know, can bison save oak savanna ecosystems? Oak savanna ecosystems are a mix of grasslands and forests. We're trying to conserve these highly diverse ecosystems because they provide many benefits to people, including sequestering carbon, which slows down climate change. Bison preferentially graze grass, and when they do that, they reduce the intensity of fires that sweep through the oak savannas. This allows the oak trees to grow large enough to escape the fires and be able to regenerate in a system. This year, we have 17 two-year-old male bison on our property, grazing in this 200-acre enclosure. What we've seen so far is that more than 98% of the oak seedlings survived. This means that oak seedlings may turn into oak saplings and bigger trees and become mature oak trees someday in the future.
For 9 straight seasons, they've had 9 straight full regularly scheduled seasons. They've had a Thursday night opener at Huntington Bank Stadium, the home of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And tonight's opener They are up big 31-0 over New Mexico State. Saturday, we're all Big Ten all morning. Previews of every matchup and tons of fun directly from Lincoln. Big Ten Tailgate presented by TIAA. Saturday at 10 Eastern. Only on Big Ten Network. Joe Rossi's Gopher defense has been on the field for 8 minutes of the game as we played more than 8 minutes of the third quarter. New Mexico State's first offensive snap of the third quarter with Gavin Frakes at quarterback is a short run for a gain of officially 3 yards.
So at this point, for New Mexico State, what you want to do is just get some consistency with first downs. Just put a drive together, just march the field down if you can, and try to take advantage of, and just try to get a feel for what your team can do. They need success.
Especially the freshman quarterback Frakes, and it's another drop.
He had some heat on that one too.
Through the hands of Jordan Parker and the incompletion. Well, Minnesota, they have given up 54 yards tonight. They were third in FBS and total defense last year, trailing only Wisconsin and Georgia.
And both those defenses were outstanding. And this Minnesota Gophers didn't get enough credit on that. And this is a defense. They can get after you. You can see it in a run game. You're going to see it they're going to get better as the season goes on. This is just the start of it. Now, this isn't the same caliber team that they're going to see later on. But this is a well-coached team.
And Minnesota's defense looks to dig in on fourth down, and Thomas Rush with his first sack of the year.
Well done by Thomas Rush. He got on top of the guy, and then as soon as he turned the corner, he just turned it off. Well done. Watch this. Get to the top. He kind of stumbles, but he was able to dip underneath that. He beats that tackle and wasn't able to get his hands on him.
Yeah, dipped under Gabe Preciado at left tackle.
Not as quick. Preciado wasn't able to recover, and once he got to look, it's all about hips. Once you get hip to hip, edge to edge, defender should win.
The heir apparent for 2 NFL-bound defensive ends, Boye Mafe and Asisi Tomowo, that is. Thomas Rush with the sack, forcing the punt. And Minnesota will have the ball after this timeout. Maryland battles Buffalo, then Nebraska hosts North Dakota. Big Ten football doubleheader Saturday on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. We're back after this.
No one achieves a dream alone. There are the coaches, the teammates, the first ones, the closest ones. These are the people that inspire me, the ones that made it all possible. I guess you can call this my Hall of Fame. With the right support, any dream is possible. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
What's your favorite live event? A rockin' concert? An action-packed game? Whatever it is, enter for a chance to win tickets in the 5-hour Energy Live sweepstakes. For rules and how to enter, visit 5helive.com.
The Sport Clips MVP haircut experience is now better than ever.
It's our signature scent on a hot steam towel, a 7-point massaging shampoo, and neck and shoulder Nirvana.
Oh yeah, only at Sport Clips.
Here we go! Let's go, Blue White!
Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance, because you never know where life is going to take you.
Next Saturday, the Gophers are back in action when they square off with Western Illinois, the Leathernecks. Big Ten football presented by Marathon next Saturday at noon Eastern on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Earlier tonight, the band was out on the field The Golden Gopher band, Minnesota in front 31-0. Third quarter, 5:07 left, and it's Minnesota football. Their own 41. Last two drives have ended in quarterback sneaks of a yard for Tanner Morgan. He's thrown for 155 yards, and he's increased his career rushing touchdown total, that is, tonight from 4 to 6. Trey Potts a run. 6 yards on first down. And next week when Minnesota plays Western Illinois. They're the Leathernecks. They have been since 1927. You know that Western Illinois is the only team with a military-affiliated nickname that is not a school that's a service academy or associated with the U.S. military. They had a Marine hero in World War I, Roy Hansen, who asked the Navy if they could use that nickname, and they've been the Leathernecks in honor of the Marine Corps ever since.
And you know what? I never heard that. I've never heard that. I'm glad you told me.
I knew you would like it. And I know you like this run by Trey Potts. The line opened up holes, and then Trey Potts with tough running to finish it off inside the New Mexico State 40-yard line.
We got a Minnesota Gopher down, and I'm surprised they have this offensive line still in the game. You stand a chance of stuff like this. You don't need to be out there right now. You get your other guys in there and get some reps. This game's... These are two different caliber teams.
Timeout with a Minnesota player down here with 4:20 left in the third.
All that melty cheese you crave with double the steak is back at Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito.
This is the planning effect. If Raina's thinking about retirement, she'll get some help from Fidelity to envision what's possible. Fidelity can help her prioritize her goals by looking at her full financial picture. Plus, they'll help her pick an investment strategy, one she's comfortable with. And with a clear plan to get to retirement, Raina can enjoy wherever she's headed next. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Teamwork, it inspires us on and off the field. And here in Big Ten country, where we battle for titles and trophies, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're on the same team. Our playbook, uncover new ideas and discoveries to enable new cancer treatments. Our Big Ten rivals are teaming up to fight cancer together. The Big Ten Cancer Research Consortium, providing more wins, more memories, more hope.
Saturday, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. The battle for the AL Central crown heats up as Carlos Correa and the Twins take on Jose Abreu and the White Sox. Or rookie phenom Julio Rodriguez leads the Mariners against Jose Ramirez and the Guardians. It's Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
For the biggest Big Ten experience, there's no plus like home. The Big Ten Plus app, powered by Big Ten Network. Download and subscribe now. Big old welcome from Minneapolis, Minnesota. School starts next week. Students are moving in this week. There is great energy on campus right now, and the opening game of the season has been exactly what the Golden Gophers, coaches, players, fans, alums, students, check the boxes. It's been what they wanted. Bryce Williams in the game and running back. Axel Rushmeyer, the offensive lineman, just went off the field after the injury. There's a completed pass to Bryce Williams. Williams steps out of bounds at the first down marker at the Aggies' 29-yard line. So Rushmeyer went off the field during that last time out. Now, Matt, you said you did not understand why the offensive line was on the field. The starting offensive line was on the field.
Still out there, right?
So let me bring this to the table. Kirk Ciarrocca told us yesterday, with 4 new starters in the offensive line, he thinks it takes 3 games for them to build trust. And building trust comes through action on the field. So I would submit maybe for discussion, is that why you think maybe he's kept
Mexico State. This is their first of the half.
why he's kept starting offensive linemen on the field?
Yeah, they need to get in sync with themselves. I understand that, but yeah, it's time for others to play.
We'll revisit in a moment. Back in 30.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you. Oh, now you do your job.
Big Ten Football in 60, presented by Rocket Mortgage, Sunday on Big Ten Network.
A lot to like for the Minnesota students tonight. Gophers up 31-0. By the way, Nathan Bowe is who went in at left guard when Brushmeyer went out of the game a moment ago. Got the rest of the starting group in there. Ursery left tackle. John Michael Schmitz at center. Right guard Chuck Filiaga, Michigan transfer. Right tackle Quinn Carroll, Notre Dame transfer. Run for Bryce Williams. Out of bounds at the New Mexico State 27, a gain of 2. We had to be pretty short on our discussion about the starting offensive line still playing.
Yeah, and so one of the things, that's the offensive line is the last group that really kind of meshes together. It takes a long time for them to get together. And it's going to take longer than 3 weeks. And so, yeah, I understand playing them, but I think at this point now, I would get the others in right now because it's just at that point where the game's well in hand. The other guys need work as well.
We see Bryce Williams and Trey Potts on this drive running the ball. Potts just carried it on second down, which makes you surmise that Mo Ibrahim's night is done with 21 carries and 132 yards and a splendid return to form and return to the field tonight.
Yeah, and so he looked like the same old Mo Ibrahim. I think he's one of those guys that he's a compact guy. To be about, they say 5'10", but I don't think he's that tall. He might be like 5'8", but he's like 210, 212, right around there. He's a muscular guy. He's got great quickness. And he also has that, we talked about a little earlier, about those guys who just find that little burst when they need it. Looks like he's a good shot.
Here's a throw by Morgan, and Brevin Spann-Ford, the big target at tight end. With the catch, converts the first down on third down to the 15-yard line as we head down to the field to Elise Medical. Elise.
And guys, no matter who is in the game, PJ Fleck is constantly evaluating, and that's in part why you see this notepad that he has in his hand. He says he takes it out like 500 times a game. What's he writing down? Game-changing plays. We said those 3 things that teams have to do. You win 78% of the time. Win that turnover margin, broken and missed tackles, and make and limit explosive plays. So that's what he's writing down, keeping track of that for his team.
Explosive plays, by the way, defined has 20-plus yards gained. They're at the 15, Bryce Williams. Another one of the running backs who suffered an injury last year. But Williams looking strong and tough and converts on first down. Runs for 11.
He better go watch his head coach. He has to have that out right now because that's one of those plays he's talking about. That's a great play. That's one of those effort plays. Hey, just watch this. He's going to jump over one. That's an awful tackle. Gains his composure and then takes off again. Really well done.
Williams hurdled over Linwood Crump. 1 minute left in the third quarter.
Bad tackling day by this New Mexico State Aggie team.
That was a run of 11 yards to pick up a first down. Williams made the run. He goes out. Trey Potts is in, and that was solid tackling by Nick Jackalone for New Mexico State to stop Potts at the 1-yard line.
So they start right, everybody flows, and then what all he's doing is Potts is just cutting it back to the backside. There's nobody there. They're going too quick. They're flowing too fast. Got to slow things down a little bit on that backside.
In a rapidly moving third quarter, we're inside the final 30 seconds of it. On the 1-yard line. And it's Trey Potts. He goes low and he goes in to the end zone. has 2 touchdowns. Morgan has 2 touchdowns. And now Trey Potts into the end zone for the first time tonight to extend the Minnesota lead to 37-0 with the extra point for Matthew Trickett coming out.
Just more of the same, what we've seen all game long is just winning up front. Potts does a nice job. Mr. Potts.
Nicely done. $38-0 on the Trickett extra point. Really stabilized the place-kicking situation for Minnesota, transferring in from Kent State for last year. We're back at 30 seconds.
When we were a motorized bicycle company, they said that's fine for the streets, but you'll never win a race. They said motorcycles are one thing, but you can't make cars. All right, you're a car company, but you won't win Formula One in a hybrid. Well, you'll never compete off-road. What about when there is no road? No gas. They've challenged us to do a lot of things. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
Women's volleyball, Minnesota, Florida, Sunday on Big Ten Network.
$38-0 Minnesota, leading New Mexico State. Trey Potts with a touchdown. All 5 touchdowns tonight for Minnesota have been on the ground. And their ground game has been the story tonight. 430 total yards, 256 on the ground for the Gophers. Their line has dominated. They run the ball effectively. And every drive has produced points. 6 drives, 5 touchdowns, 1 field goal. Time now for Dave Repson with the T-Mobile update in Chicago. Dave.
Mark Wildwood in West Lafayette. Penn State driving up 4, but Sean Clifford picked off by Chris Jefferson, who brings it back 72 yards for the touchdown, puts the Boilers on top. The 3rd lead change of the second half, 31-28 Purdue.
What a game for the first conference game of the Big Ten between after Nebraska Northwestern last week.
Right. That Purdue team, that's a really well-coached team. I'm a big fan of Jeff Brown.
Gavin Frakes. Outside.
A little bit of, that's a move right there. More speed than you'd think out of a 220-pound kid.
Stepped out of bounds after a 9-yard scramble on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Well, Minnesota has run the ball tough tonight, and there was no tougher runner in Minnesota Golden Gophers history than Marion Barber III, who, of course, spent most of his NFL career with the Cowboys. A tragic loss for the Golden Gophers family with Marion Barber's death this summer at the age of 38 due to a heat stroke.
We do more. We step up, stand out, break rules, and spark revolutions. We save lives, we give life, and we get right back to work. We deliver. No, we over-deliver. And we make it look easy. We ball, boss up, shatter records and ceilings and expectations, and at the end of all that,
we still end up with less.
Cracked windshield? Don't wait. Go to safelight.com. You can schedule service in just a few clicks. It's so easy. And more customers today are relying on their car's advanced safety features, like automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning. That's why our recalibration service is state of the art. We recalibrate your vehicle's camera so you can still count on those safety features. All right, we're all finished.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
The new GMC Sierra. Premium and capable. That's professional grade.
Old Trapper Beefs. Fake protein.
Guys, can we take a quick protein break? Protein City. I got my beans, my bars, my goos, my clumps, my fizz. I don't know what that one is, but you want in?
I'm good, man.
I think Goop was a bad choice.
Ultra, what's your beef?
A lot to be excited about tonight at Huntington Bank Stadium. All Minnesota for 45 minutes tonight. 15 more minutes left of the game. Breaks did have a 9-yard scramble a moment ago on first down for New Mexico State. And they look to convert to 2nd and 1. If they did, and they have moved the chains, that is just the 3rd first down tonight for New Mexico State on that run of 2 yards on 2nd and 1 for Star Thomas.
Jerry Kill's going to have to do with this. Look, he knows this is one of these games that's just tough to compete in. He probably would not have scheduled this as a Power 5 game against a team that is not really a team yet. So making a lot of young mistakes, or making a lot of mistakes that you see when you're not on the same page. So
illegal snap. Offense number 54. 5-yard. Remains first down.
And one of the things that New Mexico State is having to do tonight is face a defense that is engineered by a very good coordinator in Joe Rossi, his 4th year as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Joe knows what he needs, and Joe knows what he has. Just like we were talking earlier, they lost a lot of people. He knew what they had behind them. They still have to play, right? They still have to prove what you think they are. And this is a good start. I gotta tell you this.
And here is pressure. Oh, and tripped up.
Not bad, though.
Danny Strigo on the sack.
Good job. Nice burst at the end by Strigo. See, he maintained discipline, right? Now he's trying to reach, catch him by that ankle. And that's one of those plays that makes your D coordinator a happy guy.
As we noted earlier, Boye Mafe, Asesi Atomowo, both drafted 2 defensive ends. Thomas Rush was part of the defensive end rotation last year. So was Strigo to some degree. Not a lot of opportunities, but he's certainly going to have more opportunities now. He had a sack. He held contained there on the left.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
Oh, and breaks contained on the other side. And there's a marker down for pass interference. Jordan Houghton is an excellent part of that secondary for Minnesota, but this is going to be a penalty against a very good, experienced safety on a pass intended for Jacinto.
Defense number 23, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, so the whole key was Frakes was able to get outside the pocket. He just didn't have enough arm to be able to get on it because he was wide open. Had he turned and tried to defend the ball by facing the ball, looking at the ball, he'd have a chance. But that's one of those plays that doesn't make your coordinator happy.
Yeah, the reaction is a little bit different after that play compared to the sack by Strigo on the previous.
That's different.
Well, you coach from minute 1 to minute 60, even if it's 38-0, 47 minutes into the 60 minutes of the night. The only penalties for Minnesota have been in the second half. That's 3 down. Running play, Star Thomas.
So when you have a one-on-one, and it was New Mexico defense against Mo Ibrahim, he won that battle. And right there you saw there was a one-on-one. He didn't win the battle.
Player down right now for New Mexico State. And there's a timeout on the field early in the 4th quarter with Isaiah Mercelot down for the Aggies right now.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. Are you kidding me? Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Touchdown, yeah! And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
I led the Big Ten in passing, led the Big Ten in total offense. We spread the ball around. That was my style. And winning the Super Bowl with the Colts was exactly what we had done 30 years ago at Minnesota. I certainly thought about the historical side of it. It had 40 Super Bowls before, and I'm the first African-American head coach to accept this trophy like this. This is unbelievable.
I'm Tony Dungy, Pro Football Hall of Famer and University of Minnesota graduate.
Tonight's Built for Success is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Minnesota Golden Gophers, 16 conference wins in the last 3 seasons. You got to go back to 1960 to 62, the last time that's happened. 1960, a national championship season that is for Minnesota. The 1961 season and the New Year's Day 1962 Rose Bowl, the last time there for Minnesota. These have been heady times, especially over 2 of the last 3 seasons for PJ Fleck and Minnesota in terms of overall wins and conference wins as well.
He's got a one-on-one down here with no safety help.
And Frakes reads it that direction, but the pass is deflected.
Hit the lineman in the back of the head. He knew where he had to go, Mark. That was the right thing to do and get there.
Non-conference records, best since 2016. Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley, Dabo Swinney, Kirby Smart, PJ Fleck, Mike Gundy. That's some pretty darn good company to be part of. 15-1, the non-conference game record for PJ Fleck.
He's got one-on-one down here in the bottom of your screen with no help.
Timeout, New Mexico State. This is their 2nd and a half.
Taken with 12:34 left in the game. New Mexico State calls timeout.
Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance, because you never know where life is going to take you.
Over the middle, and hey, that rookie corner, we were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? Because he usually was listening to music, because he loves music. You guys probably don't know that about him. Yeah, we're friends.
Some banks give you credit card rewards, but make you jump through hoops to use them. With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount, anytime.
Lift off, woo! Ay, you can't stop what you can't catch. Ay, you can't catch what you can't see. I'm so stealth, you ain't get the message. 'Cause I ain't wanna fail, ain't no plan B.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
Oh, you'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, proud human beings.
Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Minnesota's been there tonight. Excellent execution in every phase of the game. Leading 38-0. Early fourth quarter. Huntington Bank Stadium, where Minnesota will be next week against Western Illinois, and the week after in another non-conference game, that is, against Colorado. Rolling, throwing. Gavin Frakes to Dominic Jacinto. Jacinto caught it, and New Mexico State converted 3rd and 6 for their 4th first down of the game. 2 on this drive.
I think I'm just speaking for myself, just watching the little bit that exposure that I've had. I've watched the film of the last week and then just watching him here. But Frakes is a guy I'd go with. I think he sees the field better. I think he throws a better ball. Can move a little bit better. It's a long season, so.
And here's Frakes going deep. And running out of real estate along the sideline is Cordell David, the intended receiver.
Yeah, that was pretty well defended right there.
Markers down the far side of the field, and it was well defended. No doubt about that by Beanie Bishop, transfer cornerback from Western Kentucky. Played a ton at Western Kentucky. Had 3 interceptions last year, as a matter of fact, including a pick 6 in a game against Middle Tennessee.
They did a nice job, and once you get the guy to the sideline, use that sideline as an extra defender.
Offense number 62, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Left guard Giovanni Brown on the penalty.
Offensive coordinator Tim Beck.
Head coach of a national champion at Pittsburgh State in Division II in 2011. And his best player, debatably, the Division II Defensive Player of the Year that year was Nate Dreiling, who's now the defensive coordinator at 31 years old at New Mexico State.
You had all your notes.
Yes, sir. Deep ball, aimed here by
what
and a high point catch is made by Justice Powers. There are 2 markers down, but put that on the highlight reel for Justice Powers.
This is just a tremendous effort. Just goes up. Hey, doesn't even. It's a chest catch, but he came down with it.
Defense number 7. Penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down.
He does a great job of going up and taking that ball away, right? Just jump over the top of him. It's really well done.
For the first time tonight, Matt, New Mexico State will snap the ball in Minnesota territory at the 22-yard line after the long pass and the outstanding catch by Justice Powers. Inside handoff, and Jamani Jones gains a yard. 34-yard pass just a moment ago to Justice Powers. He caught a 67-yard pass last week in the second half against Nevada.
I think these games, this team's going to be okay when they get into their own division.
And they've got, and remember that they're in their last season as an FBS independent, right. And then next year Conference USA. And Jerry Kill told us when we talked yesterday, that's what he's recruiting for right now, is to be competitive in what will be a new look Conference USA with teams going out, new teams coming in.
I'll tell you what, that Frakes, that is an excellent play by Frakes.
And it's just incomplete. Jamani Jones out of the backfield.
Jamani Jones got to be ready for it because that ball's got some heat on it because he had to. Watch this little bit of. Going to show that fake right. Here comes a free defender, so he put some juice on that thing. Jones wasn't ready for the football. You got to get ready for this kid. And this is what I'm talking about. Say, they don't know each other. This is the first time this kid's seen him. He knows next time that ball's going to be on top of him pretty quick. But there's a few things here that they just got to clean up. It's going to come in time.
21-yard line of Minnesota, 3rd down and 9 after the incompletion for Frakes. Jones couldn't hang on to it. And Frakes will throw down the sideline. And a diving attempt at an interception
Chris Bellamy, you got to become a defender right there. You can't just stop your route. He just kind of slows down right there and that's hard. It's hard because he kind of overthrows his ball, but you just got to go make an effort at it.
If Shannon's thinking about retirement, she'll get some help from Fidelity. With one-on-one financial coaching, Shannon feels so good about her plan, she can enjoy more of right now. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Ah, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
If you don't repaint every now and then, it's like the old you is still hanging around.
I'm listening to music.
So today, let's paint with Behr and make your home yours. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at an everyday low price.
Jimmy's John's new Pickup 20 deal. Save 20%. How are folks going to pick up their order if they can't pick it up?
What you doing there, fellas?
Fixing a flat tire.
Jimmy John's, save 20% on pickup orders when you order online.
Raven Colvin leads the Boilermakers into a clash with Utah. Then, Devin Robinson and the defending national champion Badgers host Marquette. Women's volleyball, powered by Let It 88. Friday on Big Ten Network.
We live for the big run, the big pass, the big play, the big score. We love our favorite players, our favorite schools, our favorite rivalries, our favorite games. And we know that when it comes to football, there's nothing bigger than Big Ten. And there's only one home. That's Big Ten Network. The 2022 football season. This is big on Big Ten Network.
You're watching the home of the Minnesota Gophers.
Touchdown, Gophers!
The Big Ten Network.
After Terrell Smith's diving interception in the end zone, Minnesota has the ball with Cole Kramer moving in at quarterback now after Tanner Morgan had played the first 3 quarters. Bryce Williams runs it. And Williams a sprint to the sideline for 7 yards. How about Terrell Smith?
With a great pick.
That was a heck of a catch on the interception.
It was. Especially when you see it on the replay, and I saw he had to dive for that. So, forget what I said earlier. The defender can't stop like that, but that's a great pick. Just going up and getting that ball.
Well, it's the second straight year that Terrell Smith has had an interception in the opener. He had one against Ohio State in game number 1 last year. And in the fourth quarter of tonight's season opener for the Gophers against New Mexico State. Terrell Smith with the interception. Bryce Williams with the run. And Minnesota moves the chains up to the 32-yard line.
So this Golden Gopher team's got 2 more weeks that they're going to be favored in these games, right? Michigan State's going to be the game. That's 3 weeks from now. That's going to be a good football game.
Real test whenever conference play opens up. That's Cole Kramer from Eden Prairie. In the limited action he saw last year. 3 passes, 3 completed, and 2 of them were touchdowns. And he completes this pass to tight end Jamison Gears, upended outside the 35-yard line. And we go down to the field to Elise Miniker. Elise.
After Smith's interception, PJ Fleck, he liked what he saw too. He went over to Smith, gave him a big hug, and just said, that's big time. Bo Ibrahim also greeted him on the sideline, just really excited for his teammate.
Minnesota a +3 last year in turnovers through the course of the season. Forced 16, committed 13. They protected the ball tonight, and that is the first turnover of the game forced by Minnesota. Running play here for Jordan Newman. Newman with his first carry in the game. As they go a little farther down the depth chart, and running back, we've seen Potts and Bryce Williams behind Mo Ibrahim, and now Jordan Newman a chance to carry the ball, and does so effectively up to the 43.
Now they're going to be happy with this game film. and they're going to be happy with the way this offensive line played against this defensive front. That's a good first step for this Golden Gopher team.
Newman uses a stiff arm to fight away from Amari Pouncey, and then ultimately is forced out of bounds after a pickup of a yard. Get all the news and highlights from around the conference on The Big Show, presented by Taco Bell. Tonight after the postgame on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. With just over 8 minutes left.
This is good playing time for these guys right now. There's a lot of experience that they don't get that you get right now, and it's a lot of times to be, do your best when you have the opportunity to be able to do that.
The reps in practice are great. Nothing better, of course, though, than reps in the game. And they spread it around to the tight ends tonight. Brennan Spann-Ford has caught passes. Nick Callerin caught one in the first half, and this is 2 here in the second half. And this drive, as a matter of fact, caught by Jamison Gears.
Sets up 3rd and 1. They've dominated the line of scrimmage all night long. Let's see if they don't continue it.
And in Illinois, Gears with the catch. That went for 8 yards. And a quarterback sneak here by Cole Kramer. And a big push. Cole Kramer, the ball carrier. Kramer to the 42-yard line of the Aggies. J.J. Gade.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing as that first group. And they didn't collapse the center that time, that defense, so they just ran where they weren't.
Just like baseball. Hit them where they ain't.
Hit them where they ain't. That's exactly right.
You got J.J. Gade, Cortez Lewis.
Coming on, he forgot to line up here.
Tyler Cooper, you got some of the twos on the offensive line who have come into the game now.
Heck, they should run that play. They should run that defense a couple times.
New Mexico State player number 49 lost his helmet. Must leave the game for 1 down.
So Gabe Peterson from Overland Park, Kansas has to go out of the game here. Well, the finish line not too far in sight now for a magnificently played opener for Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, I think Kirk Ciarrocca, the offensive coordinator for Minnesota, has got to be pleased with what he's seen out of his team. And it's just something to build on. It won't be this easy in 3 weeks.
Run outside. New Mexico State. Taylor Milton with the tackle. Well, it's time for tonight's Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate. Now, this is at the very end of the first quarter. A squirrel, could he run as fast as the Gophers, though, when they had to sprint to the other end of the field from the 1-yard line to the other 1-yard line?
Yeah, I don't think that guy's got that guy right there, that little squirrely guy.
Yeah.
He's got quickness like Barry Sanders.
He can really cut. That's what I'm noticing in this run by the squirrel. The squirrel has excellent cutback ability.
Best runner I have ever seen, Barry Sanders.
There's a pass to the right side and caught for Lemeki Brockington.
Brockington, of course, is a great football name, right? at Ohio State.
Yes.
And then on to the Green Bay Packers.
John Brockington.
And then St. Louis, I believe. Did he end up in St. Louis?
The Cardinals, of course, not the St. Louis
Cardinals,
Rams. Yeah,
right.
The St. Louis Cardinals of the Jim Hart, Roger Worley era of St. Louis Cardinals football.
The Brock. Tough man.
Well, PJ Fleck's got a team of tough young men.
Minnesota.
And we've seen it tonight.
Of the half.
It's a well-coached team. It's a fun team to watch.
No question about that. 4th down and 8. They take it a timeout with 4:58 left in tonight's season opening game.
Here's what you expect from your wireless plan. But at T-Mobile, this is what you get. And so much more. Like a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 and Netflix on us. With T-Mobile, get benefits that add up to more than $225 in value each month. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 and even more. Only at T-Mobile.
The Sport Clips MVP haircut experience is like nothing else in the world. And now, it's better than ever. It's a perfectly steamed hot towel, infused with our signature scent. A 7-point massaging shampoo. And neck and shoulder, Nirvana. Oh yeah. The MVP haircut experience, only at Sport Clips.
Dave Howard.
Joe Rossi shutting him out so far.
Well, you were talking trash about that offense, so we feel like we have to defend that offense. But Joe Rossi is a dangerous guy, and that's a dangerous defense.
All right, defense has been the real deal. Post-game reaction coming up on the post-game show as soon as they are done in Minneapolis. Mark?
Thanks, Dave. I think what everybody was waiting to see tonight was the return of Mo Ibrahim.
Exactly.
After the Achilles injury in the season opener last year. So we'll see what Mo Ibrahim did in tonight's Quick Clips, brought to you by Sport Clips.
He looked exactly what we expected him to look like. He had that same burst. He had the good quickness. He ran with his eyes, and he was very effective. He had 120-some yards in the first half. Just had the kind of night you'd expect out of him. Strong runner, great vision, stays with on. He's right on top of it. The Big Ten's going to understand that he's around.
It's a credit to the line, the other running backs, and the team in general that they were able to run the ball as effectively as they did last year after Ibrahim got hurt in the first game, and then Potts was hurt and Bryce Williams. And so Bucky Irving and Kai Thomas, both of whom have transferred that is, Thomas to Kansas and Irving to Oregon. Here's a punt. First one of the night, by the way, by Mark Crawford. And it's New Mexico State ball when we come back with 4:51 to go.
Ooh, a little fall photo sesh I see. Hey, I know. Everybody say new DQ Fall Blizzard menu featuring pumpkin pie, new cinnamon roll centers, and more. That one is hilarious. DQ, happy tastes good.
Saturday, catch a football doubleheader. First, Maryland collides with Buffalo. Then Nebraska hosts North Dakota. Coverage starts with Big Ten Tailgate. Saturday on Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. New Mexico State from the 9-yard line after the punt by Mark Crawford. Ever since the first two series when Diego Padilla played at quarterback, Gavin Frakes has played the rest of the way since. Handing the ball off here. And I think, you mentioned a moment ago that opportunities will be there for New Mexico State as the year goes on. And after playing a Thursday night game, they've got extra time to prepare for the next game, probably at least one of their two most important games of the season, a rivalry game with UTEP, the Silver Spade rivalry game next Saturday.
Yeah, and so, you got to get this Frakes kid, you got to get him some meaningful reps, what they're doing right now against his defensive front. But I go back with what Jerry said at that little break. He's right. The defense has played exceptionally well.
As they do right here on second down, Frakes is gobbled up when he tried to run it off the left-hand side.
And the defensive line really handled this offensive line really well. And so this is the net result, right? You don't even get touched at the back and make the play. Thank you, live for those.
Yeah, the defensive line does what they do. Josh Ani in position to do what he needs to do. UTEP won last year against New Mexico State, but New Mexico State before that had won 3 in a row. And so that is an eagerly anticipated game for them on Saturday the 10th. Breaks on the option. Was able to sidestep one tackle, keeps it, and wrestled down Anthony Smith at defensive end. Gerasi mentioned his name yesterday, deep down on the depth chart.
It's the second and a half. The 30-second timeout.
Hayden Schwartz and Anthony Smith, he said, are a couple of dudes who are freshman defensive ends, so they're really looking forward to seeing in the future. Timeout called.
Here's to those with homework this summer, group projects,
and workshops. Here's to those with morning meetings, networking events, and Zoom sessions. Here's to those with summer jobs and the truck that goes to work with them. Ram, built to serve.
Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
A Big Ten football doubleheader, Saturday, only on Big Ten Network.
A punt out of the end zone by Josh Carlson. A fair catch. Made at the 44 by Quentin Redding. Redding is the new punt and kickoff returner. We just haven't had a chance to see all that he's capable of from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. And Jay Fleck said one of the most popular players on the team because of his work ethic. And he's moved into the opportunity to be the punt returner and kick returner. And we saw Cole Kramer, quarterback, on the last drive. And now Ethan Kaliakmanis is the quarterback for Minnesota for the last 3:08 of the game. Every drive had produced points before the last drive resulted in a Minnesota punt. And here is Kaliakmanis getting an opportunity to throw the ball. And it's incomplete for Ike Smith from Philadelphia. For Ike White, that is, from Philadelphia.
Ike's a PA guy from St. Francis Academy. He's got to make that catch.
I knew that you would be on top of that.
Actually, I'm surprised he threw the football there. I thought they were just going to grind it out and get out of here.
Give an opportunity for the young quarterback, Kaliakmanis, to throw the ball. Now to the grinded out game. Jordan Newman running it. And Newman crashes forward for 7 yards. Coming up after the game, the Big Ten Live football postgame presented by State Farm. Breaks down all the action.
What did they average per rush tonight? It has to be a big number.
The average rush for Minnesota tonight, 5.3 yards per carry.
Yeah, that's a good way to make a living.
Well, especially given the fact that at one point in time in the game, this number might have dropped a little bit, but the average was 8 yards per play on first down.
You know, one of the things that you have to maintain when you're playing defense is integrity of the defense and discipline of scheme. And so that play that they just ran right there, they've been doing it all night long. They start the line going one way, the running back starts to the right, and then he just kind of bends to the left, and there's nobody back there. They haven't been there all night long.
And no matter what running back has been in the game, the opportunity has been there for that. Ibrahim, Potts, Bryce Williams, Jordan Newman, and on that last carry, Max Grand. And Grand will carry the ball again, and more than anything, wants to stay in bounds, which he does as we approach the final 90 seconds of the game.
So look, this is a good start for this Minnesota team. And for Jerry Kill on the other side, he knew it was going to be a tough road.
A tough game and a tough night for him. He said very much mixed
understood
emotions.
it. Yeah, he understood it. But I think a good start for the Gophers, and 2 more games to go before they get to that first win at Michigan State. They have a lot to improve on, like he said at halftime, but it's a good first step.
And the number 6 scoring defense in the nation last year will keep a clean sheet in their first game tonight.
Yeah, it's not very many times that you get a goose egg up there.
Not at all. They had one last year, though. That's part of the reason why they only conceded 17 points per game last year, is because they blanked Colorado in a non-conference game last year.
Who they have in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. And that was on the road. The last home shutout was against Temple, September of 2006.
So he's just going to take the knee here, and that'll do it.
Last snap of the game, Kaliakmanis takes the knee. Coming up after the game, Big Ten Live football postgame presented by State Farm breaks down all the action. They had a nice moment before the game, and they will after as well.
There's two good coaches right there.
Jerry had some great days at Minnesota, and PJ Fleck is in the midst of some great days at Minnesota. 11 wins in 2019, 9 in 2021, and 2022 has started off with the bang, a 38-0 win over New Mexico State as we go down to Elise Miniker with PJ Fleck. Elise.
Coach, week 1, win 1. What did you like tonight?
Well, I just loved how hard we played. You know, what I liked is we didn't turn the ball over. We got a takeaway. Played really smart, sound football. Did what we had to do to win the football game, and we were in complete control. And that's what we wanted to be.